Welcome to Breaking Bread, the place that brings people together around the table. And today's guest is radio host Kris Fade, joining us at 𝐃𝐨𝐬 restaurant. Kris, thanks for joining me today at 𝐃𝐶.
It is so good to be here.
It's good to see you.
Thank you for coming as well. I feel like I brought you here as well.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been about a year and a lot has happened.
It's a long time. I mean, it feels longer than a year.
True. For those who don't know, you're a radio host, but you're also an entrepreneur. You're now on TV.
Yep.
So I don't know, you're a reality TV star, I guess you
so.
could say.
I guess so.
Comes with the territory.
It's weird to hear that, but yeah. Reality TV star, yeah.
And you moved to Dubai from Australia to launch Virgin and to launch your own show.
Yep.
So 15 years ago.
2007, November 2007. So Dubai and the UAE was a lot different.
A lot different.
A lot different than it is today.
What was radio like then?
It wasn't great. It was good. Like, there were some radio stations happening, but we felt at Virgin when they launched it that there was a gap in the market for a really good, like, hit radio station. We didn't feel like anyone was doing that the right way.
And I remember you saying that people in Australia said, "What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Why are you leaving? You have a good gig. Why are you going to Dubai?" It did have some risk associated with it because it was unknown.
Definitely. What was crazy, I think that year that I left, I had won an award in radio in Australia because I'd started my radio career in Australia, and I won an award for Best Music Personality, which were at the big radio awards that Australia puts on. So I won that award, and then 5 months later I left, and people were like, "Why would you leave for? This is not what you should be doing."
And why now?
Yeah, you should be. And why would you go to Dubai? Dubai's such a... They didn't know what Dubai really was. And I remember, this is the crazy thing, I remember going on the Wikipedia page and saying, "Oh my gosh, the duck's here." Stop everything.
Stop everything. The duck has arrived.
The duck here at 𝐶𝐶 is amazing.
But we're going to talk about Dubai and radio in just a moment. Okay. So we're at 𝐃𝐶 and Chinese cuisine obviously calls for some duck, and it looks delicious and amazing. And I hope you're hungry.
I am starving and I'm ready to eat. But the duck is like one of my favorite dishes.
It's up there for me too.
And it's not easy to make it the right way. They do it really well here.
And it smells amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I think there's more coming as well.
Okay. So I guess these are starters.
So do you want to wait? Okay.
Well, I'll say that back then, I'm guessing there weren't as many restaurants as there are today either. I mean, we are spoiled for choice.
I remember looking, thank you. I remember looking in Wikipedia on Google when I was moving to Dubai because I wanted to know more about it. And I remember Wikipedia in 2007, it had half a page on Dubai. That was it. There were about 5 photos and half a page of writing. And that was it. And I remember looking up photos, just trying to, the photo that kept coming up was the Burj Al Arab, the 7-star hotel. Obviously that was the big hotel. Thank you.
Thank you.
And it was definitely a risk to move to a foreign city, a foreign country, and give it a go. But I remember saying, "Mum and Dad, I'll be back in a couple of years. Give me 2 years, let me go do this radio thing in Dubai and take it from there."
Hello.
Hi, Chef.
Welcome
Chef.
to 𝐶𝐶 restaurant.
Thank you for having
I'm
us.
Chef Lai.
Lovely to meet you and thank you.
Okay, this is our steamed dim sum plated with the 𝐼𝐸𝐺, scallop dumpling, and the xiaolongbao, and chicken siu mai. Yeah, this is our signature cherrywood Peking duck.
So good, thank you.
Okay, this is the crispy duck salad.
Oof.
Okay, enjoy.
Thank you, Chef. Thank you.
Everything looks delicious.
It looks so good.
All right, dig in.
All right,
Wow.
let's see.
So Dubai 2007, you're launching Virgin in 2008. What was Dubai then?
Yeah, it was different. There weren't as many people, obviously. I remember driving up the main road of Sheikh Zayed Road and, you know, there was no Salek toll gates. There was, I think, 1 speed camera in place. You could go to the mall and park wherever you wanted. Like, I mean...
What does that mean?
Like, you could park on the footpath. I mean, it wasn't legal, but people would just park on the footpaths of the mall, like, when there was no parking. What else was going on around then? JBR, was a car park and just sand and a beach. There was no JBR, which was remarkable. I mean, yeah, looking back at it, it was a beautiful place though. Like, I don't know.
Did it have a city vibe?
It still had it. Well, it was beginning to have that city vibe. I remember driving downtown. There was no downtown. The Burj Khalifa was half built, and I remember going to what is now called the Souk Al Bahar. And to get to the Souk Al Bahar, you used to drive down Sheikh Zayed Road, and then you just turn right off Sheikh Zayed Road into the desert, and you drive through some dunes. You go through a bit of desert. You hit a construction site. And you'd come to a little Souk Al Bahar, which wasn't really opened yet. And I still recall going, why are they building this in the middle of nowhere? Which is where downtown Dubai is right now.
Wow.
Which is where the center of Dubai is. It's crazy, the vision.
It's not that long ago either.
Oh, 14 years maybe? Like to think what they created in 14 years, it's unfathomable. It's crazy.
It's remarkable.
It is, it's beyond remarkable. And I don't think people outside the UAE, I don't think a lot of people understand exactly what the city and the country has achieved, you know?
It's hard to understand unless you're here. And then for you, you experienced it. So it gives you that extra layer. I think once you live here, you do understand.
Correct.
And then today we feel it. We feel how popular it's become. We feel the traffic. We feel how places are just full.
I always say this, when I moved to Dubai, people said to me, why are you moving to Dubai? Now they ask me, can you get me a job in Dubai?
How do I move to Dubai?
Exactly, and it's such a different vibe now. And you see it. You know, I think social media has had a huge role in what Dubai and the UAE has done as well. I think it's given it a platform for the world to really see what it is. I think everything that we're doing in this city has been pretty cool to showcase. And I think like all of us, we live here and we're proud to say that we live in Dubai.
To think that there was no Virgin when you arrived, you came to launch Virgin Radio?
Yeah, so the opportunity was the Arabian Radio Network, which is the largest radio network in the country. They basically bought the franchise somewhat of Virgin to open up the first Virgin radio station. So I knew the CEO of Virgin Radio International, and he said to me, Ian Gracie, he said to me, do you want to try Dubai? And I said, sure, let's give it a go. So myself and another guy called Steve Pooley at the time, who was from New Zealand, we landed here together. He was the boss. I was helping him set up the radio station. We were in the old Maktoum TV studios, and we were given a computer, and they said, well, start a radio station.
And this is before social media. It wasn't streaming.
Facebook had just sort of started going, you know. MySpace was sort of coming the big thing. And I remember them saying, your frequency is going to be 104.4. We're going to press the button probably around December 2008. But yeah, start building a radio station. So
have fun. The Aussie and the Kiwi in Dubai.
It was great, and it was an eye opener because business was done very differently back then to how we were doing it back home. And I think we helped change that a little bit here, and sort of gave them more structures of when it comes to how radio stations run. And I think the domino effect has happened not only within our radio network, but other radio networks across the region have seen what we have created, Virgin and what ARN are doing.
And radio is so popular here.
It is. No one, you know, it's not like back home where everyone watches their TV show on their local stations, and that's what radio does. The commute, you know, to work every single morning for us, I'm on from 6 till 10, is unbelievable.
Every morning.
And, you know, people ask, you know, is radio going?
No bags under your
not
eyes.
Yet, not yet,
How do you
not
explain
yet.
that?
Come on. People sometimes wonder if podcasts have taken away from what radio is, but I can say in this region, our listenership.
And it's the magic of live.
Yeah, we're live. No one else can do that. Or even I love listening to podcasts. Don't get me wrong. I love that. I love watching them. But when you're in that commute and you're stuck in traffic for an hour, having that live and local feel is really important.
Traffic is good for you.
We love it. Yeah, I don't like being in it.
The only people that traffic serves them.
Which is really interesting because I don't sit in traffic too much because we're always obviously already in the studio. You know, we're in the studio by just after 5 a.m. But when I do get stuck in it, I think, oh my gosh, this is what everyone has to deal with. But then that's why radio is so important because it becomes a companion. And, you know, for us at Virgin, you know, we're breaking records every month up until now. Like in the history of Virgin in the UAE, we're breaking records here.
And the more traffic there is, the more people want to tune in.
Bring it on. Bring it. We want more people. Bring more. Come and move to Dubai. Come and move to the UAE. But yeah, it's beautiful. Radio is always going to be my passion. It will, no matter what I end up doing, if it's my entrepreneurship or me doing the reality TV show.
Radio's number one. But it's so interesting, Kris, because you stumbled upon radio by chance. Before radio, you worked as a barista.
Yeah.
You worked in a car wash.
Correct.
As the car dryer. I
Yeah,
remember you told me
good on
last
you.
time, right?
Yeah.
You worked as a salesman, I think retail.
I sold clothes.
Clothes.
I sold music.
And then you sold music.
Yeah.
And then only in your 20s you discovered radio.
Yep, about 24, 25, yeah.
You weren't the host, you weren't the face, you weren't the anchor,
No.
and your first boss told you, I'm never going to put you on.
Correct, yeah. His name was Phil, and he said, I'm never going to put you on. You know, I always say to people that are in the position to give people opportunities, give them the opportunity if you feel like if they deserve it, you know.
Unbelievable, because
Yeah.
this wasn't your passion as a kid. This became your passion once you tasted it.
Yeah.
And today, no matter what, if we canceled radio, you'd start a podcast the next day.
Oh, yeah, I love this. This is...
Just let the guy talk.
This is great. But I never was a talker. I mean, I used to talk at school, but I wasn't like, you know, I spoke with a lisp. I had a bit of a speech impediment when I was early on. Talking wasn't everything for me.
No
What's
kidding,
crazy, though, what's crazy is, and I'm not even into all of this, but I remember seeing are they clairvoyants? What are those guys that tell you the future? Like a crystal ball person.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call them.
Oh my God. Like a fortune teller.
Like a fortune teller one day.
Yeah.
And I remember I would have been 20 years old. I've never done radio in my life. I didn't even know what radio was. And I remember this woman, it sticks to me. She says, you're going to make a lot of money out of your voice.
And you probably thought she's crazy.
I had no idea what I was just like,
Can I
okay,
get a
cool.
refund?
I thought I was going to be a singer. And then years on, I always go
sing?
no. And I'm always like, that's crazy. Like, I'm doing radio now. So maybe there was something in me that, you know, that I didn't know about, that there was something going on. But, you know, radio is such a fun profession. It's very demanding. I do it with the family that I have, which is my co-hosts. Without them...
and you've been together for a long time.
For a long time, yeah, which is not easy to
rare.
do. Most radio shows last in the morning. If you get to 4 or 5 years, you're doing good. If you get to 10 years, it's extraordinary.
But how do you last? How do you last? Your daily routine, you're waking up at 4, you're already in the studio live by 6, 4 hours.
Yep.
4 hours you're switched on.
Yep. It's fun though. It's hard, don't get me wrong, because as soon as it goes 6 a.m., I'm up. Hello, Mom. Hello, Dad. It's Virgin Radio. It's like a switch. And don't get me wrong, there will be some mornings when I walk in and I'll be like, I'm tired today. You know, but as soon as it goes 6 o'clock, I feel like I have a duty to the country as well to wake them up. That's what I do. So, you know, and so many people tell me that, like, oh my gosh, you give us so much energy in the morning, and I want to be able to do that.
And you have so much energy.
Yeah, and I
do.
do.
Because you do once it's live.
Yeah,
whether you did or you didn't, once it's live, you're on.
Great, 100%. But it's also the people that I do it with, because if I was doing it with the wrong people, it wouldn't work. I don't think I could be 14 years doing it with the same people. But
I mean, it sounds like you're just having fun, right? You press record and you're just having fun. You're making fun of each other. You're telling jokes. You're interacting. It just everyone wants to be part of it because you're just you're a bunch of friends hanging out.
And that's what it is. And a lot of people compare the show to watching Friends. They say our show is like episodes of Friends where they quote certain things that happened.
Wow.
And that's really cool for us.
That's
and we all have
really
our own characters, and they know that, you know, Rossi's the one that's probably going to spill the orange juice all over the desk. And
he's clumsy. Pretty's always going to be irresponsible.
She's always responsible. I'm loud and obnoxious, you know, and I'll try to, like, I don't know, pull a joke on you, you know, but like but we love doing it. It's a very good
dynamic.
And, you know, we have close to, I think it's the last Nielsen report, maybe, I don't know, it was like 1.3 million listeners or something a week that tune into our show, which is extraordinary. Our social media has got, you know, 5 million views every month on it. Like, it's big numbers. And the views aren't just coming from the UAE now. Our show is being streamed internationally on our podcast. We put a podcast of the Kris Fade show out, and, you know, every day.
Which is what happened also with radio, right? Today, you're streaming, you're on social media. It's not just radio.
Oh, it's me again.
Chef.
Hi, Chef.
Chef, we have to give you some compliments.
Yeah.
Thanks. Let me explain the main course. This one is a beef chashu. This one is a Sichuan black cod. Baked. Yeah. This one is a vegetable rice noodle.
Okay, thank you. What was this one, Chef?
Sichuan peppercorn black cod.
Black cod, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
fantastic.
Yeah. Enjoy your main course.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Round 2?
Yum. people online can be vicious.
Yeah, very.
You get the good and you get the bad.
Yeah.
Does that ever get to you? Because your life is in the spotlight. Like everything you do, your vulnerability, your relationships, your kids, everything is public. How do you navigate?
It used to get to me. I think over the years I've dealt with it. I get a lot of love. I get a lot of positivity. And I've got to say, 95% of it is positive. If I open up my DMs on my phone right now, you'd melt. You know,
So nice.
even the other day on radio, I said, I'm moving homes and I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to get an Airbnb for a week because we're gonna be between having to move from where we are to this new home. I mean, I had families message me like, hey, come and live with us. We've got a spare couple of rooms. And like people that I don't even know. And I'm like, that is so endearing.
That is so
like,
sweet.
I love that.
That's also the region.
What's that? It
right?
is.
I don't know if that would happen in Australia.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I would want to spend. But here, like, I'd feel comfortable staying in someone's home that I don't know yet. The love that I get, you know, if you were to come walk the streets with me here, I mean, even now after, you know, the success of Dubai Bling, like, I just came back from Australia. It was like, man, everywhere we were going, people coming up saying, thank you for representing Australians. Thank you for representing Lebanese and Arabs in a good light on that show. You know, and I got that same feeling when I went to the States. I was in LA about 6 months ago. The same thing, just people coming up going, we loved you on that show.
Reaction.
Oh, LA, I was in
Okay,
Qatar.
Netflix opened a new chapter in your life. Season 1 and 2 are out. Season 3 is being filmed.
Yep. Season 3 is being filmed.
Very time consuming.
It is. It's not easy when you're already running a full schedule, but you know, it depends. I think every cast member manages it their own way, and every single cast member has their own demands as well. But you know, Brianna and I, especially in season 1 and 2, managed it fairly well. It was demanding because it's obviously more quote unquote work that you're doing.
Do you stop noticing cameras, or every time you have shooting days, you know, and you're switched on?
You know you're getting shot, but then let's say you're in a shoot for 3 hours, you'll forget that the cameras are there sometimes.
It captured some great moments in your life.
Oh, I've got my wedding in 8K filmed by an amazing production company. I've got Brianna announcing that I'm having a baby. I mean, she told me.
An actual announcement of her telling you at the same time of.
People always ask
That's
me,
crazy.
was the wedding for real or just for the show? I'm like, no, that was my real wedding. And then when Brianna told me if we were having told me that we're having a baby.
That was real.
That was real. And, you know, we had sort of discussed, like, let's not keep too much away from each other, especially during the showtime. And when she pulled that one on me.
She managed to get you there.
I was in shock. Like, if you look at the scene, I'm in shock. Like, I mean, my eyes are watering. I'm like, and I remember after we finished, you know, filming or that announcement, I'm in the car just driving home and I'm like, how did you keep that away from me? Like, how did you even do that?
You're a radio host, then you're a host, you're an MC, you do a million shoots, and you have a business. What's it like starting a business in Dubai?
Not as easy as probably people think it could be. And I say that because people think you can come to Dubai, start a business, become a multi-millionaire, retire, and get a yacht and get a private jet.
Which part are you in?
Yeah, none yet. I mean, I could retire if I wanted to. I could stop working if I wanted to and be okay, but I don't want to stop working. It's just hard starting a business, I think, anywhere. I think Dubai actually gives you a really great platform to do it. I think this city is unbelievable with what it's attracting. I think it gives you a great audience. It gives you great minds. It allows you to advance quicker than normal, I think, than in other markets.
Why do you think?
I think there's more opportunities here. I think we're only a young city, so not everything's been tapped here. You know, if you go to a city like, you know, I don't know, London or New York or Sydney or Tokyo, you know, these cities have been around for years, so they're established. People already doing things that, you know, you look at the likes of Kareem, for example, or, you know, these companies set up because they weren't anyone doing it. They were already doing that in other cities.
Did you start businesses that didn't succeed?
No, not really, but I haven't started that many businesses. You know, I've invested in some other businesses that are doing pretty well. You know, I'm a bit of a silent investor in those. I don't talk too much about them, but they're doing well.
But at some point you had scooters.
Yeah, so they're still running around, but it's under the Fade Fit umbrella. So under Fade Fit, we are a community where we have healthy snack brands. We have outdoor play gear, toy gear like scooters, skateboards, helmets. And they're our main two avenues that we're sort of running through. And
Tennis Academy, you mentioned.
Tennis Academy, yeah, which was great. Just again, I'm trying to just get kids off their screens. I've got 2 daughters and a young son, but my 2 daughters, like myself, are on our screens all the time, and it's not good for us.
People might say it sounds cliche, oh, I'm doing this for my daughters, oh, I'm doing this for healthy living. But I do remember you saying that when you were going through hardship and when you were going through depression, the only thing that helped you was fitness and a healthy
100%.
lifestyle.
Yep.
So, I mean, is that what pushed you to build a brand like FadeFit?
Yeah, that was the main thing. Like, creating a healthier snack company was not just for me, but it was for my daughters, because I thought I want to give them the option of eating healthier. And now...
Are they choosing FadeFit when you're going and buying snacks? The truth.
Not all the time. Not all the time. And that's something that I've accepted. If you force it, they'll never come. And it'll end up being like a negative for them.
True.
So I want them to embrace it.
True.
But I bring home snacks with them for them to try, which is really important. So all the new stuff that we're creating, and we've got about 6 to 7 new products launching this year alone.
Wow.
You know, we've got our protein.
I saw vitamins recently.
The vitamins are out now, which is fantastic. We've got our protein balls, we've got our energy balls, we've got our lentil crisps, our puffs, which are unbelievable. You know, we just had our yearly meeting or end of year wrap up, and you know, we grew 107% last year, and we grew 107% in 2022, and we just grew 69% last year again of growth, which is unbelievable.
Is this just UAE or in general in the region?
In general, because now
you've expanded to other markets.
Yeah, so we only expanded though in November of last year, and the numbers are already showing the growth. So we're currently in Bahrain, Saudi, we're in Jordan, Kuwait, Oman. So we're sort of slowly growing over the GCC. We were the official sponsors of the Saudi Games 2024, which was 2023, which was something pretty epic. And these opportunities are they're coming to us. We've built a brand now where companies like we just did a collaboration.
You're at Starbucks.
Yes,
I mean,
we are,
you're everywhere.
which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And we just did a collaboration with Toyota. Which was beautiful. Again, that was Toyota coming to us and saying, we'd love to do this collab with your brand. I'm like, this is one of the biggest brands in the world asking to do a collab with FadeFit.
How long did it take? So you obviously used your platform.
Correct.
And people already knew you, and so you were able to promote it to quite a wide audience, and still it took time, I assume?
We're 5 years in.
5 years
so
in.
It will never happen overnight. You know, like I've surrounded myself with, you know, a FMCG company called 𝐬𝐿𝐵𝐿, who are food experts. They've been doing this for 20 years in the region. They help me step by step. I am still day to day. I do the meetings, I'm making deals, but they're helping me along the way, making sure that we are making the right decisions, making sure that this is not just, you know, I'm not doing this for clout. I'm not just putting this up on social media because I want to show like, oh, I've got a snack company.
You want to build a sustainable business.
I want FadeFit to be in the top 10 healthy snack companies in the world. Like, that's my aim, and that's what I want to go for, and I'll keep chipping away at it every single day. And if it never happens, it never happens. But if it gets close, hey, we're happy. You know, we're making good money.
Are you happy with where you are?
Yeah, tremendously. I mean, tremendously happy. When we sit and do these numbers, again, because I'm only seeing this for the first time, but when I speak to other experts in the industry and I'm showing them my growth, and they're like, that's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's all on my investment. You know, I don't have an investor. This is all my money. I don't need an investor at this stage. I'm not saying that I'll never take investment, but at this stage we don't need it. So to see the growth year on year, that the money's been making, we're making money since day one. I put the money in the bank, I reinvest it, we go again, we keep growing, we keep growing.
I mean, did you have the business bug in you?
I don't know, I don't think so. I mean, I feel
Necessity.
like, I said to them, I think I was with Dad the other day and I said, oh, dessert's here.
Is this going to be home, Dubai, for
I think so.
forever?
Well, I bought, you know, we after renting for 15 years and having a look at the amount of money I spent on rent, you know, I bought my first place last year here and, you know, we've moved into it now and...
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, Dubai will always be home. I think, you know, there'll always be... I don't see myself spending any less than 6 months a year in Dubai. Even when I miss home, Australia, I go home and I do miss it. I long for it. But after about a month of me being there, I'm always like, all right, I'm ready to come back to Dubai. I'm ready to come back to our little haven out here. And as happy as I am that Dubai is growing and everybody's coming here, there's also that part of me where it's like, I don't want too many people. You know, I want the Dubai from 2007. But I love it. I think our leadership here and the vision that they have is truly like no other. I think, and this is me being somewhat patriotic, and I'm an Australian Lebanese guy with an Australian passport, but my patriotism for this country is that I believe so many other countries globally could really benefit on looking how the UAE and the leaders have done it. Because if you look at the track record and what they've achieved in the minimum of years, it's unbelievable to see, and makes me proud to call it home.
Yeah, and you saw the transformation.
Yeah.
You saw it, which is really nice. So the day after radio, who is Kris? Where is he? What's he doing?
If I'm not hosting an event or making an appearance somewhere or working on Fade Fit, I'm a dad. I'm dad. I'm sitting on my couch watching a Lakers game because I love NBA. I'd have Brianna sitting next to me building a Lego or doing a puzzle because that's what she loves to do, with our little baby next to us, and my daughter's probably on their phone on TikTok. Like that for me.
Hopefully promoting Fade Fit
Correct.
on TikTok.
That's right. But that's what I love to do. I mean, it's the essence of just being able to relax, amongst the chaos that we have, good chaos, but the chaos of doing radio and events and running a business and trying to remain healthy and doing everything else, and being, just being a good dad and being at home with the kids and spending time with family, I think is so important.
Well, Kris, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's always a pleasure, and I can't wait to do it again.
Same here.